4-year-old Jingjing looks like any other girl her age, cheerful, full of energy. But she suffers from an acute form of leukemia, which has caused a severe appendicitis infection. Money is drying up. Li Defang remembers the day she thought about abandoning her granddaughter.
I said to her, one day, when Grandma runs out of money, I might have to give you up. She said, Grandma, don't abandon me.
Jingjing's grandparents left their impoverished village in Anhui province last year. They settled down in Hefei City, in a slum just behind the provincial children's hospital. The family has already spent over 300,000 yuan, about $60,000 on her treatment, most of it borrowed from their friends and relatives. Many of Jingjing's drugs are not covered under the government health insurance. Vifend, an imported antifungal drug alone, costs the family $60 per tablet. The small shanty town is just a few minutes' walk from the soaring skyscrapers in Hefei City. It's home to about 40 families who've traveled thousands of kilometers from their villages to seek better health care for their sick children. Rent here is cheap as 400 yuan a month, or about $60. So they can stretch their budget a little more for the drugs that can be the difference between life and death. When they're not in hospital, these families seek respite at a neighborhood children's charity center. Every family here struggling to get by. Government data shows over 40% of Chinese people living in poverty are made destitute by illnesses. The country's top leadership has vowed to change that, promising more medical reimbursement and an improvement in the quality of health care in rural areas.
今年要实现大病保险全覆盖。
This year, we aim to realize full coverage of the serious disease insurance scheme. The government will provide more funding for the scheme to reduce the financial burden on people suffering from serious diseases. The central government will allocate 16 billion yuan to be used in both rural and urban areas for medical assistance and subsidies, an increase of 9.6% over last year.
Until then, Jingjing's grandparents still have huge debts to pay off and can only count on street donations to make ends meet. Only Jingjing is too young to worry. She wants to go to school and is full of dreams for her future. Taoyuan, CCTV, Hefei.